Hey everyone, we're getting technically ready. Sandra and I here ready to open up the Winter Solstice IAM Symposium. Hey Sandra.
Hey Renee, happy
Well,
solstice.
Well, this is really high tech, and like Sandra just reminded me, shamans aren't very high tech except for the practical shaman. So I'm going to try to open, we're going to see if we can go even high techer here, but we're not sure if we will or not. So let's see if we can do this. Oh, well, so much for that idea. I was going to try to play the opening and I've lost it when I redid this. So I guess Tyler will have to go back and put in the openings before we get started. All right, let's give people a minute to get here and then we'll start right at 10 o'clock because we want to be on time, but not late.
For the solstice.
Like time bends, but so I want to just quick apologize if anyone thought it was 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, because I got a few of those email messages or wherever else. And just remind people we're a small team. I'm not seeing it yet left in the Wind Clan yet. We're getting there. Can anyone tell me, is it live in the Wind Clan? Hold on. I shared it. This is the good part, Sandra, that he can get rid of it if it's not there. I mean, he can get rid of this other part when we edit it for the show.
Sure.
There's so many posts here. Okay, we're live. There's people starting to watch us. And we're good. All right. All righty. Yay! All right, this is how this is going to roll today. So I'm Renee Barabel, the practical shaman, and I thought we would just call to Hulle back again, since she came so strong at the fire last night to get us started. And I was going to give a few reminders, but let's call to Hulle first as people gather. And she's helping us hold space with the fire is actually set outside her cave in Northern Europe. And because the people in the Wind Alchemist class are going into the cave, and the fire tenders are going to hold space outside the cave for all the people who are daring to go inward this holiday season. And one of the things that I've learned holding fire, because I held fire for the Inipi for 8 to 10 years, was more healing and more information often happens at the fire than for the person on the mountain or the person in the sweat lodge. And so fire tending is a very sacred act. And the altars that are being shared on the Wind Clan wall are incredible. So sometime this week, I would get over there and see the beautiful space tending that people are doing. So let's call Hulle back to our circle. And then I will give a couple of brief announcements, and then Sandra's going to start this off with a ceremony. A couple of quick announcements from Hulle. She said, a lot of you didn't sleep last night because we've entered onto a wild hunt. And so some of these dream images are going to, some of the work, the juicy food that you get to process over the next few weeks. And based on my dreams, I can't imagine what we're going to uncover. And the other thing is, she said she just re-strengthened the bonds of the circle we created at the fire, because a lot of people came in after the circle. And so make sure if you're holding tight to the person's hand next to you, you open up and let more people into the circle, because the circle is big, powerful, and strong. And she rewards sincere effort, and she's very happy about the efforts we're all making here to be at this winter solstice IAM symposium, when there's so many other things you could be doing. I just want to remind you a couple of things. This is winter solstice IAM symposium. This is in its 7th or 8th year, and we're entering into a new decade. All of the presenters here, this is their gift from the heart. And most of them have also given you a gift over on the presenters page, where you can see the replays later. I have a team that's going to get to them, and you can watch it live as it's going on right now on that page. I'm not sure if you need a Facebook account or not, so someone could let me know if you see it through my Facebook account. And then we will be holding space until January 5th with the Epiphany. And the Epiphany is when we come back out from this darkness into the new weather. I want to thank all of the people who make this possible. This is a huge, huge event that we start months in advance. And so I really want to thank my assistants, Courtney, Tyler, Deborah, Raven. Everyone comes together to, it's a small team making a large event. And just so if we don't do it perfectly, please know that we're doing it with our generous heart. And I did put a donation page button on there this year if you want to donate to this. And trust me, there's a lot of expenses involved in making this go. So feel free to donate generously. And I want to thank all of the speakers. They love this event. Every single year, it's not like pulling teeth to get them to come. They are excited to be here. And then we have fire tenders. We have over 200 people tending the fire this year, sharing their altars, holding space through their holy days as well, so that all the participants can go deeper with this wisdom. And I am so grateful for that. And of course, I want to thank Holly for coming out, showing us how to do this in really good integrity, and for letting us hold this fire right outside her cave. And now, without further ado, Sandra needs very little introduction. This is Sandra Ingerman, probably one of the world's most respected, well-known shamans, who is coming here today to open up this ceremony with us. And Sandra, I'm so happy that you're here with us again this year.
Yeah, I'm excited. Thank you. And I want to wish everybody a blessed solstice. This is such a powerful time of change. And the vehicle for shamans to create change is ceremony. That's how they create change. And so Renee invited me to open by calling in the spirits. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'd like to share with people, in shamanism, there are two different ways of calling in the spirits. There is the come and please help us during the time of the solstice. Help us step into our power, help us to step into our strength. And then there's another way to work, which is how I like to work, because it has to me, it has an increased vibration. And this comes from more of the Nordic traditions, actually. And it's where the shamans use decree, where we don't ever have to ask the spirits for any help, because they're here all the time listening to us. And they're speaking to us all the time. So we don't have to call them in. We just have to acknowledge that they're always here with us. And as Renee has been preparing for this ceremony with her wonderful circle for so long now, the spirits are already here. They're waiting for us. So let's just take a little bit of time to get centered, to get into a heart space, and to start to welcome and to greet the helping spirits who will be with us throughout this IAM symposium. one of the things that I wanted to share before I get started is, obviously, as I call in the spirits, I'm going to call in the spirits that are important to me and who I've been working with for 40 years. But you're going to have spirits that I might not be calling into our circle. So as I'm calling in my sacred allies that I always recommend people call in and greet and welcome before their ceremonial work, please add in your spirits that are so close to your heart and are waiting to be greeted. So let's take a moment. I'm just going to do a little bit of rattling and whistling. And then actually, when I'm ready to work, I'm going to put on what's called in shamanism an eye curtain. And this allows me to go into the unseen realms along with all of you. Actually, I'm just going to put it on now. It'll make it easier. And this is a wonderful way to work so that you can be aware of what's happening around you, but you move into the true role of the shaman who leaves ordinary reality behind to lift up out of our humanness and open up to our divine spiritual self that creates an unbroken line of connection between us and our helping spirits, where all change is possible through the vehicle of ceremony. So we have this amazing global circle who has joined together. And so let's start by first opening up our own hearts and then welcoming each person in the circle. We take some really deep breaths with the intention. Intention creates action, and intention is essential for a successful ceremony. We set the intention to drop down into our hearts, to set aside our mental thoughts for now, our ordinary life. We actually imagine ourselves stepping away from the ordinary life that we live. And you'll notice on the floor of your house or apartment that the spirits have drawn a line in the sand, a line on the floor for you, what we would call a line in the sand. And I ask you right now to stand up and to cross that line from your ordinary mind, your ordinary thoughts, your ordinary burdens, your ordinary concerns. Cross that line to a place of heart where your heart leads in everything you do on this sacred day, because the solstice is one of the most sacred times of the year. And we don't want to bring our burdens into our ceremonial work. And now that you're in your heart, imagine something that you love so much about this great earth, about the nature beings who live here, about your loved ones, the land you live on, the hidden folk, etc. Put that feeling or that sound or an image of what you love in your heart and breathe in and out of your heart, allowing your heart to expand to embrace you with self-love. Absorb the love of your heart, because how can you emanate love to our circle or to nature right now if you don't love yourself? And as you absorb the love emanating from your own heart for yourself, let's expand that out and embrace our entire circle. And let's feel ourselves holding hands with each other, connecting physically throughout the globe, outside of time, outside of space, into the world of magic and unlimited possibilities. And breathe deeply and welcome everybody into the circle. And let's drop hands. And I'd now like you to imagine a favorite place in nature that you like to travel to. This is a place where you go to regenerate. It's a place where you love. Imagine yourself being there right now. Feel yourself on the earth. The earth is billions of years old. Feel yourself connecting to that ancient being, Earth, who we call home. And it is our home while we're here as humans. And look around you. Take in all the sights. Open up your invisible senses so that you have complete access to the unseen realms, the realms of magic where so much being prepared right now by nature, by life force, by divinity, because we're experiencing a great change in nature, which will affect all of life. And we have the opportunity right now to enter into the magic of the world of the shaman and to bring our energies together as a vehicle of change. But we must do this by following our heart's intention. And to do this, we have to close down to the images, sounds, tastes, smells that are fed to us by our outer world And we must open to the beauty of our inner landscape, where there are incredible colors, incredible fragrances, sounds of such beauty coming from your own soul and from your inner world. So take some time to expand your senses, absorb the colors, drink in the beauty of all you see in this place, this beautiful place that you're in. Drink in the smells. Take in the amazing sounds. Feel your body on the earth. Notice, are you at the ocean, a desert, on a mountain, by a river? There are so many places on this earth. Where are you right now? What do the trees look like? What are the plants like? Are there minerals? Are there rocks? Notice what you see. Take in those colors. Remember to drink in the beauty. And now open up and listen to the sounds of nature that are singing to you in gratitude for our ceremonial work over this sacred time. Taste the air. Feel your heart just emanating love and light for all of life, for yourself, and for our global circle. And now let's welcome all the beings who live on the earth. And let's honor water that has been nurturing life for billions of years. And water carried you into this world, for it held you in your mother's womb and carried you into the world when you were born. Let's give thanks to water for her beauty and for feeding our bodies and our souls. And let's welcome and greet all the living beings that live in the water. Notice if you see some invertebrates. What are the beings in the water where you might live? Welcome them into our circle right now. And then, of course, there's the very first living being to enter the earth, which was air. And air greeted us the second we were born with our first breath. And air is the very last being who we say goodbye to as we leave this life with our last breath. Let's honor air for how it keeps us connected to all of life. For as we breathe out, another living being breathes in some of our DNA. And we breathe in the DNA of others. And so we are truly in unity all the time. There is no separation. Let's honor and greet all the beings who fly and live in the air. All the beings who give you a gigantic smile, like when a dragonfly lands on your shoulder as you're taking your nature walk. All the beings we love to see, let's honor them right now. And to the sun, who gives us all the energy to thrive, we greet you, we welcome you, we thank you. Thank you for our life. And we honor the directions. The directions are honored differently in every indigenous culture because the directions are honored by how the wind enters into the land. And so for me, the direction of east, the rising sun is new beginnings and opportunities. The south, the summer, the place of awe and wonder. From when we were children, we bring back and call back that innocence into our life. The west, autumn, the setting sun, all the lessons that come with death, rebirth, dismemberment, rememberment, and illumination. And to the north, the place of wisdom, where we can tap into our ancestors and into our own wisdom. For me, the most important helping spirit to welcome is the ancestors of the land, because we're working on the land where they've been living for centuries. Greet them, let them know that your heart is open and that you want to learn from them. And you're not working against them, you're working with them to honor and caretake this earth. And let's honor the land where we live because it's our home. And let's honor the hidden folk who caretake the earth and are waiting for us to step up into our power and join them as full allies. Let's thank them for witnessing our ceremony too. And let's thank and greet our own helping spirits and our ancestors who gave us life and who are always supporting us. They always have our back. And let's not forget the directions of above and below and within. For in shamanism, it's understood that human beings are the bridge between heaven and earth through their heart. So we honor the direction of above and below. And then lastly, we honor within, because this is the place of our divine light. And let's imagine our divine light shining, radiating throughout our circle and throughout all of life. This is such a short list of spirits we can greet and give thanks to. But feel their love, feel them singing to you right now in honor and respect of how we're coming together as one global circle in unity for all of Earth and all of life as we all step in to this next cycle and as we all step in to a new decade together. We open our hearts to ourselves. We open our hearts to each other. We open up our hearts to the spirits, and our work begins now.
Hello.
Hi.
Are you still out there?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to listen later. There was a lot of technical things going on, so I was like half listening and half being the technician for people who were having trouble finding us and stuff, but
I'm sorry.
that's okay. You know, it was beautiful. I was like half in both worlds, you know, both the shaman and the practical, and it was beautiful, Sandra. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And I want you to have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Thank you. It's actually my husband and my anniversary. So we celebrate the solstice and we celebrate love, and we wish everybody an amazing IAM ceremony throughout the coming time as we step into the new year together and a new decade. I am just so excited. I feel big, beautiful changes coming for all of us as long as we follow our heart.
Right. And our heart is that we're almost to one whole year of the Shaman's Cave. And so we're trying to think of a big celebration to have that first week of February when it's an actual year so Sandra, I love working with you, and I look forward to another full year of many blessings together.
Absolutely. And I have great ceremony for our anniversary show. So I hope everyone will tune in.
And many, many more blessings for you and Woods for your anniversary, and go enjoy him and tell him I said blessings.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Sandra.